Welcome back to our deep dive into the shadows of history and the minds behind some of the most chilling true crime stories. I'm Alex, always curious, always asking. And I'm Sam, here to unpack the stories with facts and analysis. Today, we're exploring two fascinating cases that have intrigued true crime fans for years. Right, let's start with a name that's almost synonymous with unsolved mysteries: Jack the Ripper. Sam, there's been a recent development in this case, hasn't there? Definitely, Alex. For over a century, the identity of Jack the Ripper has been a topic of speculation and mystery, but recent research claims to have confirmed the identity of this notorious serial killer as Aaron Kosminski, a name that has been on the suspect list for a long time. Aaron Kosminski? How did researchers arrive at this conclusion? It's all about DNA evidence. A shawl found near one of the Ripper's victims, Catherine Eddowes, contained DNA that researchers claim matches relatives of Aaron Kosminski. It's not without its controversies, but it's a fascinating development in a case that's over 100 years old. Alex, that's incredible. Moving from Victorian London to 1930s New York, our next story involves a serial killer with a rather unusual nickname, Francis Two Gun Crowley, also known as the Half-Pint Moron. Quite the moniker, isn't it? It certainly is, Alex. Despite his small stature, Crowley was a fearsome criminal, embarking on a spree of robberies and murders that terrified New York City. His nickname, Two Gun, comes from his preference for carrying two firearms at all times. And what led him down this dark path? Crowley's life of crime accelerated rapidly, from petty thefts to deadly shootouts with the police. His reckless bravado and violent tendencies made headlines, culminating in a dramatic standoff with the NYPD. It was a story that captured the public's imagination, much like Jack the Ripper, but in a completely different era and context. It's fascinating how these stories, though separated by decades and oceans, captivate us. What do you think drives this fascination with true crime, especially with figures like Kosminski and Crowley? I think it's a mix of the mystery, the historical context, and the psychological puzzle. Trying to understand what drives someone to commit such acts is both horrifying and intriguing. Plus, the detective work and forensic science involved in trying to solve these cases add another layer of interest. Absolutely. It's the mystery that keeps us coming back for more, trying to understand the unfathomable. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Whether it's a case from the foggy streets of London or the gritty avenues of New York, the stories of our past continue to fascinate and haunt us. Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as we uncover more true crime stories and try to shed light on the darkest corners of history. Until then, stay curious and keep questioning. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.